Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation 24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Chrisley knows best. Chrisley talks naughty Nanny Faye. Chrisley and his sister Savannah chatted about the holiday season, and it sounded sad before Chrisley knows best alum Nanny Faye entered the conversation. Actually, she wasn't there, but recollections by Chase of her getting up to mischief lightened the whole discussion. Chrisley and Nanny Faye were always up to mischief. Often, Todd's mom stole the show on Chrisley Knows Best. Once, the old lady tried to sabotage a kid's go-kart so she could win a competition. Another time, she took up fortune-telling and planned to make money off it. Viewers saw her enjoying herself immensely at the Mardi Gras. Nothing could keep the old lady down, and fans adored her. However, a lot of people stopped laughing once her son went to prison for tax and fraud-related offenses. Chrisley usually accompanied his grandmother when she got up to nonsense. If she got caught, she could always blame him for the shenanigans. But one thing that she genuinely seemed to love was gambling. In May of 2021, fans saw her wearing a big derby hat and smoking a cigar when she placed a bet on a horse. Todd always pretended to be angry with her when she did that sort of thing. Nanny Faye brightens up a sad podcast. On January 9, Savannah Chrisley got together with her brother on her Unlocked podcast. Initially, it seemed very sad. Chase seemed very down because his mom and dad sit in prison, so holidays bring no cheer for him. Savannah sounded a bit forced as she tried to get him out of morose mode. But then he started relating memories of Nanny Faye, and who can be miserable when she's being naughty? People reported that near the end of the podcast, a fan texted in to ask Chrisley about his best memories of Nanny Faye. In his reply, he mentioned gambling with his grandmother in Palm Springs. Chrisley did well, so he gave her a hot lucky chip. When they got back to Nashville, she was keen on more gambling, so Nanny Faye wanted to go to Indiana. Along the way, she ended up owing Chase a pile of cash. Firstly, she claimed they needed to buy gas, and it would cost $1,000. Then, when she was sitting with a big pile of chips, she said she wanted to borrow more. When he objected to her asking for more, she said, "Well, it don't hurt." Chrisley is no stranger to outrageous family antics, but even he admits that nothing, and no one, keeps him on his toes quite like his mischievous grandmother, Nanny Faye. In a recent podcast episode of Chassin' It with Chase, the 28-year-old reality star pulled back the curtain on what he calls the untamed, unfiltered force of nature that is Nanny Faye. What started as a casual chat about family quickly spiraled into a wild confessional about Nanny's latest antics, and Chase didn't hold back. "Listen," he began, laughing so hard he could barely get the words out. "I've had girlfriends that were easier to manage than Nanny Faye, and that's saying something." According to Chase, the 80-year-old Spitfire has recently taken on a new persona, a self-declared naughty nanny who's fully embracing her golden years, with a cocktail in one hand and mischief in the other. Poker nights and pranks. Chase recounted a night earlier this summer when Nanny Faye hosted her infamous bingo and bourbon night, a weekly tradition where her group of senior friends gather for some friendly gambling and a whole lot of gossip. "That night, I walked in and there she was, in leopard print pajamas, sipping on something brown and smack-talking this poor woman named Doris over a bad card pull," Chase said. "I swear, Nanny threatened to flip the table if Doris cheated again." But things took a wild turn when Chase caught her switching the prize basket with one she had filled with gag gifts, including a pack of adult diapers and some racy novelty underwear. She looked at me and goes, "Chasey, it's time these old birds had some real fun." I didn't know whether to laugh or run out of the room. Another highlight? Nanny Faye's attempts at matchmaking, not for herself, but for Chase. "She's on this kick where she thinks I need to settle down," he said. "But instead of swiping on dating apps like a normal grandma would never do, she's out here giving my number to women she meets at the grocery store." One incident involved Nanny approaching a yoga instructor at the park. She called me later and goes, "Chasey, I found the one. She's bendy, she's vegan, and she thinks you look like Paul Walker." I said, "Nanny, I don't even do yoga." Despite the awkwardness, Chase admits it's hard to stay mad at her. She means well. She just weaponizes her charm. Cocktails, cursing, and chaos. Perhaps the most viral moment Chase revealed was the time Nanny Faye accidentally got tipsy at what was supposed to be a wholesome family brunch. She made these peach bellinis for everyone, except hers had double the champagne, he explained. By the end of the meal, she was flirting with the waiter and telling stories about her wild younger years that no one asked for. Chase recounted with horror and laughter the moment Nanny described skinny dipping in the 60s. She looked at my little sister and goes, "Back then, we didn't need Instagram filters. We just took off our clothes and prayed the boys were sober." A grandma like no other. But it's not just the outrageous behavior that makes Nanny Faye unforgettable. Chase got candid too, admitting that behind all the jokes, pranks, and eyebrow-raising commentary, there's a deep well of love and wisdom. "She's my ride or die," he said sincerely. "When everything hit the fan with Mom and Dad, she was the one calling me every morning, making sure I'd eaten, reminding me who I was." Chase said Nanny Faye's wild humor was the balm the family didn't know they needed. When the world's falling apart, she'll still show up in rhinestones and make you laugh until you cry. That's her superpower. He recalled a tough day visiting his father, Todd Chrisley, in prison when Nanny pulled up in a convertible with a cooler full of sweet tea and a boombox playing old-school country hits. She just yelled, "Get in, loser, we're going joyriding." How do you say no to that? Future reality star. Though Chrisley knows best ended amid the family's legal troubles, Chase teased that Nanny Faye might not be done with the spotlight just yet. "We've been talking about doing a digital series, something short-form with just me and her," he revealed. "People love her. Honestly, she could run for president and win the senior vote in 10 minutes. When asked what the show might be called, Chase laughed. "I pitched Naughty Nanny, unfiltered and unhinged." She said, "Only if there's a cocktail budget." Nanny's take. As if on cue, Chase played a voicemail from Nanny Faye, which he had saved for the show. "Chasey, tell them folks I ain't naughty, I'm just experienced. And if the world can't handle a little sass from a Southern lady, they can kiss my bingo cards." The audience and Chase were howling. Final thoughts. "I think every family needs a Nanny Faye," Chase said, wrapping up the episode. "Someone who reminds you not to take life so seriously. Someone who'll prank you, love you, roast you, and still make you breakfast the next day." And while Chase may joke about needing therapy thanks to Nanny's unpredictable energy, it's clear he wouldn't trade her for anything. "She's wild. She's witty. She's a little bit wicked. But she's ours," he smiled. "And honestly, the world's a whole lot more fun with Nanny Faye in it."